and welcome to another episode of the Mission TV show. Today we have a very special guest all the way from Asia. You're based in Thailand, but
Yes.
you're from Singapore. And you kind of travel all around Asia.
Yes.
Especially, you used to be the president of the Southern Asia Pacific division of ASI.
Yes.
And so you got to do things in a lot of different places. This is David J. Tan, and you originally started out as a businessman. You've retired out of that, and now you're pursuing God's work.
Yes.
And you have a special program on your heart that you've started and you're seeing grow. What is that program? And
It's microfinance.
okay.
Yes. I think when I became the president, before that, I attended one of the bankers' invitation talks, and there was this minister from Thailand. The introduction was that he has a new way of doing charity work. So I was interested. I went to attend, and it was the first time I heard about microfinance or microcredit. And I got very interested because they are able to touch base with thousands of people in one project, and I was thinking, and they spend 1 hour with this group every week, and it's a good evangelism tool.
Sure.
So I was thinking, and I pursue further to find out more, and I even asked that ex-minister whether we can send a team to understudy. He said sure, but that did not materialize. Instead, one day when our church has a seminar on how to raise funds. There's one person that I knew from Philippines. His name was Hiu Migua. He was there, and then I asked him, what project are you working on now? So he shared with me that they tried in a small church that has only, I think, 4 church members left.
Oh, wow.
And they found out the reason why there's no church member was because they had to work on Sabbath.
You're just too poor.
Yeah, they're too poor. Wow. So they tried out something. They sent a new pastor with, I think, 10,000 peso to finance, help them to get into.
That's about $200.
Yeah, that's about $200 to get into some business, so they don't have to work on Sabbath.
Really?
And that grew within 10 months to have a reserve of about 70,000, and the church was full.
Wow.
Yeah. So with 70 people or something like that. So the union, he works for the union, decided they want to try to do a full-fledged microfinance. So they were looking for fundings. Yeah.
So how does this, you say it grew, you took money in to do social work and the money grew.
Because it operates like a bank, you charge actually interest.
So they take out a small loan,
yes,
like, I don't know what, $20, $50?
Yeah, something like that.
And then that allows them to purchase something that they can then sell.
That's right.
And then a little bit of the profit goes to
the fund.
Goes back into the fund, interest. So it continues to grow, and they can loan more and more.
So that was just a church, local church-based experiment.
$200.
Yes. Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's so I say, hey, since in my mind God has put me into this idea, and that the church wanted to do this, I say let's work together. So we did the first project. Each project cost 2 million peso,
2 million,
which is about 50,000 to do a proper project.
Okay.
Like operate like a bank.
Okay.
So I say, okay, we'll fund you half of it. The union will provide half, and that's how we got started.
Really?
In the place that was selected is Butuan in Mindanao, which is South Philippines. They selected this place because that's the poorest province in Philippines, and the city is the poorest in the whole Philippines.
Wow.
So they say if it works there, it works anywhere. Yeah.
Okay, so how did it go? Did you have to go there to get it started, or?
I went there for the opening, and And within the first year, I think within the first year, there were about 800 people borrowing from this microfinance only lent to ladies.
Really?
100% to ladies and ladies who are in business. So it's a group, very focused group that's very hard to reach.
Oh, really?
Because ladies who has families, have children, has husband to take care of, on top of that, the business to take care of, and there's no time for God. Yeah. So it has been traditionally one of the hardest place to reach this group.
Really?
Yeah.
Because usually the churches are filled with women mainly.
Yeah, but not in business. Whether small business or big business, no, because their hands are tied. They really don't have time for.
Almost literally.
Yeah, correct.
With all the work to do.
Correct.
So then, how did this affect them? You said 800 people were borrowing.
Yeah, every week. Actually, microfinance works on this way. They borrow a very small loan, 5,000 peso, sometimes 3,000 to 5,000 as the first time.
Okay.
And then after they borrow, they have to pay every week for 16 weeks. So our officers actually go into a barangay, which is like a small village or town or something like that, within the city of Butuan. And they will share the idea with when we go there, we look for the barangay captain. It's like the chief. And then we ask them, does your village needs us to come in to help? So if they say yes, then we'll go in. And then we gather the women together who are in business and say, come and listen and see what we have to offer. So they gather maybe 30 people, 20 people, and then they if they are interested, then they will start borrowing. We need the minimum of 6 people to form a team. A group of borrowers. So they guarantee each other. They each get the same loan, maybe 3,000 or 5,000. Used to be 5,000. We have lowered that to 3,000 also if they want to borrow less. So for 14 weeks, it's like a small group meeting. 14 weeks, every week they will come to within the village, they decide where they will meet. To our officers will go there and then they will pay up the week's installment. And in that 1 hour, we also work together with a Bible what do you call that? Bible worker. Okay. Yes, Bible worker while our officers do the accounting, collect the money, accounting, the Bible worker will share the gospel.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And then every end of the year, we do a major crusade for the city at the area where we are. And the mission officers or conference officers will be the speakers. So with that, we reap quite a lot of people for the kingdom of God through this group. Yeah.
And then you can go from there to the next one.
No, we will just keep working on this.
So even after the evangelistic series, that program
they still borrow money, and then we still work with. So it's a long-term.
Right.
It's a good friendship evangelism.
And it can bring them out of poverty.
Yeah, out of poverty at the same time to the kingdom of God.
I'm curious why you loan only to the women. Is that because of your target, or because they are more likely to repay?
There are a few reasons, but mainly is they have found because we didn't develop this microfinance. The first one who did it was Grameen Bank, Muhammad Yunus.
Okay.
And they found out traditionally you lend to the woman, they're more reliable to pay you back. Men you lend them, they will spend it on visors and so on when they make the money. And the woman, when they make the money, they will support the family, the children, and so on. Okay. So traditionally, it has been good to lend to the woman. And also the other thing is the man normally has work in the third world countries. Yeah, they work for somebody. So this is extra income for the family.
Okay, so that's a big help. Have you tried this in other countries besides the Philippines?
No, we're still concentrating on Philippines to now we have already 5 projects in 5 different cities.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah, so we hope to get it up to 10, so we can we will have the training and expertise. Then we can send overseas.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, what about other places like I know I've heard about this happening in India, and I know there's a big need there.
Right.
Is that a possibility? You see this working in a place
yes,
like that?
because microfinance actually started in Bangladesh. Yes.
Yeah.
Muhammad Yunus came from there. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I just visited Bangladesh a few months back, and I went to see their setup. It's fantastic. They have 8 million borrowers.
Wow. 8 million people borrowing.
Yes.
Wow.
And I see the whole economy is quite, I mean, the poor, they are not like the poor in the Philippines. They have house, they have very well-maintained places, and I think it has to do with the success of Grameen Bank.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, it's quite good, despite of them being third world. And, yeah.
So is there a website or some place that people can get more information? I know Kiva, you can donate directly into these projects.
For us, we don't have websites.
It's all grassroots.
Yes. Yeah. But if someone likes to support this, they can. Good question.
Go through maybe Jesus for Asia?
Yes.
And we can forward it on?
Right.
Yeah? Okay.
That's good. Yeah.
Now, I understand that you're also starting another ministry actually in Thailand where you're living now.
Yes.
And that's called Heritage?
Divine Heritage.
Divine Heritage.
DH, yeah. I come from business background, and I come from ASI background, which encourage businessmen and professionals to share Christ in the marketplace. That's the theme. And so God has impressed upon me that after my presidency, I should start something. So Divine Heritage is a branding, a common branding for businesses for God. So we want to develop businesses that has outreach in nature. That will sustain people who are interested in spreading the gospel wherever they are.
So there's a large lack of funds for doing the gospel work.
Right. So it's not so much for funding, but it's sustaining, because I think gospel needs to be a long term. You cannot hit and run. You need to work within a town or city or village perpetually. Like in the old days, the missionaries, when they moved to India or moved to Thailand, they are there for life. Right. Today is not quite like that.
Vacation.
Yes,
5-year vacation maybe.
Correct. So the same concept now, you use local people to station in cities or in towns where there's no church.
Are there any towns and cities in Thailand with no church?
Plenty.
Yeah, less than 1% is Christian.
Yes.
So it's a huge opportunity.
That's right. Yeah. So we are trying out in Moklek as an experiment.
Which is a town near where you're living, near the university.
Near the university.
Right.
For 15 years, we don't have a church in Moklek city. Moklek town, but we have the church on the campus.
Which is, 15 minutes out of town?
It's 5 minutes.
5 minutes out of town.
Yeah, but the local people don't want to go there.
Right. For them to go into a Christian church
there's a barrier.
Yeah.
Just like for us to go into a Hindu.
Yeah, when's the last time you went into a Buddhist temple and shook out some prayer?
None. But I do go and visit I like architecture, so
eye candy.
Yeah, but not to worship and not to find out about Buddhism actually.
Right.
So likewise, I think it's the same. You need to be where they are. You need to be friends. You need to have the opportunity to on a long-term basis.
Right.
So a business is a good long-term connecting with people. It's just one way. It's not the only way.
Right. But the long-term thing is so important because they've never seen a Christian. They have no idea how a Christian lives.
Correct.
If they have one head or 3 heads, or if they're aggressive or whatever.
Correct.
They just never seen it. And so that long-term friendship, you can communicate so much just by just by being there, by them watching you.
Right.
That's a huge.
Correct. Yeah. You get in touch with people.
Right.
Like, let's say you shop. We bought actually a shop as for experiment, three levels. We intend to do the ground floor as some business.
Okay.
One idea is to do a retailing of health food. We also actually started another project. We're trying to do a Sichuan Chinese food, vegetarian. Sichuan.
Can I come?
Oh yes, please. The food is quite good.
Really?
We have a couple from China who is sending their children to the university and the primary school. So they wanted to look for something to do while they are here. So one day there was this place available for rent. So we went to take a look, and we say, and they want to. The rental is cheap. So they were willing to go and give it a try. So we worked together.
Wow! So they're doing a restaurant there.
Yes. Actually, they are not Adventists, but they're
vegetarian.
They are not vegetarian either. So because I'm working with them, I say it must be a vegetarian, and they must close on Sabbath. So they are willing to, and they are having Bible study actually.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah, they are Christians.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're doing a vegetarian restaurant on the first floor.
No, this is another project.
Oh, a different project. Okay.
Different
How
project.
many projects do you have going?
Well, we have at this moment three.
Three
Going.
Plus the microfinance.
Four. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
The microfinance is in Philippines. This is Thailand.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you're retired.
I'm retired. Forgot. I retired mentally. I say I must retire from business so that I can concentrate on doing what God wants us to do. Yeah. But not retired as in retired. Okay.
Right. Yeah, just working differently.
Yes, that's right.
So then, what was the other business? You've got the vegetarian restaurant, and
we have the mushroom.
Okay.
Yeah. We have a tuition center we want to start.
Okay.
And a travel agency.
A travel agency.
Yeah. Very so in just a Moklik, we are covered a few places. So that's the idea, to get involved with the people.
I got to go and you gave us a tour of the mushroom farm, where your idea there was you can grow mushrooms. It only takes a couple hours a day to take care of those mushrooms and sell them, and then a Bible worker can support himself.
Right.
Full-time,
correct.
Almost full-time, like 80%, 50% of his time doing evangelism, and the other part just, and the work that he does with the mushrooms, taking them to the market and selling them.
Yes.
He makes great contacts there too.
Correct.
So it all...
It works out slightly different than we anticipated for that project. Basically, that's the intention. But the end result is, because growing mushroom is quite sensitive, we thought it was much easier. So at this moment, we are still finding out the
right formula,
so that we can actually ship the compost packs to our Bible workers and so on.
So that's a project that you're working on.
Yes. Yeah.
Fantastic.
2 years now.
So since you've been ASI president and you've been able to travel a little bit, do you think that the Gospel Commission is completed?
No, actually, my concept of the Gospel Commission is every single person must have the opportunity to listen.
Every single person?
Every single person.
Wow.
Now, that is a tall order.
Yeah.
It takes a lot more than what we are prepared to put in at this moment.
Do you think we should put more in?
Yes, definitely. Otherwise, because the way I see it is, if not everybody has the opportunity to listen and make a decision, Satan could always accuse and say, or the person himself can accuse when the judgment comes and say, I never even heard of. Who is Jesus Christ? I vaguely someone to mention, but who is he? I don't even know. Or the gospel or the Bible, for that matter. I think India, Thailand, or even Malaysia. Malaysia is more people are aware, but in Thailand they don't even know.
Right. I met so many people on the street that I'd ask, have you heard of Jesus? And a lot of them, who's that?
Yeah.
You know, none of their village mates were Christian. None of their, never heard of it. So
That's right.
it's pretty astounding for people that have grown up in a Christian society,
Right.
where you can just almost every street corner there's a church, or you can get online and find all those resources, all the books in the world you couldn't read.
Correct.
All the Christian literature that we have in English,
Yeah.
but English is only 5.5–6% of the world's population.
That's right.
That's at least their heart language. You know.
Well, I'm Chinese from Singapore. In China, you have 1.2, 1.3 billion people
That's a
that
lot.
grew up from communism, who have no concept about Christ.
Wow.
So that's a huge group of people.
You're
there.
right.
Yeah.
and then a lot of countries. So the commission, the gospel commission, is still not complete. There's still a work to do. But do you think that we are finishing the work as you know, the year by year goes by? Do you think we're closer to getting the gospel to every single person, or farther away as time goes by?
In terms of numbers, I think we are very far away, getting further away.
Getting further. So the farther we go, the behinder we get.
Yeah, but I think God is working out in a different ways.
Okay.
I see things are putting pieces together, like MissionTV.
Okay. So how do you see MissionTV fitting into this? What's your impression of this?
Well, I think we need a lot more people who are passionate with the mission of finishing the gospel.
Yeah.
And church members just have to get the work done.
Yeah.
They cannot unless they are spiritually connected and zealous for God.
And see the need.
And see the need, and the Holy Spirit works in them. And otherwise, yeah. So I think like MissionTV will, it's part of the equation.
Praise the Lord. I hope so. I want to be a big part, because I was in Thailand, and a couple of student missionaries came there, and they were there for a couple of weeks, and they said, we had no idea there was a need in the mission field.
That's right.
So a lot of people don't realize there's a huge crying need for missionaries and mission work, mission donation support.
Right.
They closed down the publishing house. There's no Ellen White books in print in Thai.
That's right.
That's a huge challenge.
Oh, that's another project that we are working on.
Oh, yeah?
Together with the Thailand mission, we set aside 2 million baht to publish. We are doing 6 series with tracks. Each series has tracks, lessons, and books. So that, for instance, the first series we want to work on is health. So there are health tracks, and then the tracks will make them interested to buy the books or to do the lessons.
Praise the Lord.
So we have 6 series planned out for in Thai.
Excellent.
So that's 2 million baht is set aside for that.
Very, very good. Excellent. So if Thailand's a pretty comfortable place. I mean, you've retired into Thailand.
Right.
So it's a pretty comfortable place to live.
It's a very relaxing place.
Very relaxing place.
Yes. You see, very relaxing.
You got your Hawaiian shirt on there.
Yes.
Thai shirt. And so it would be a place where people could come and be a mission. Let's say, for instance, a retired person could come there and do ministry.
Long-term
ministry. They could even you even got places. I know there's a need for pastors and missionaries in places like Phuket. You know, down on their beautiful world-class beaches and everything. And there's still people there that need to know the gospel.
Yes, indeed.
So it's a great opportunity.
God works in many ways to get the gospel out through different people, different walks of life.
But he still needs more.
Oh, much more. I think, before the work can be finished.
What have you found rewards in working for God?
Oh yes, very much so. It's a different. I mean, you do business to make money, and it's a different joy. Okay, and after you have money, then what? Okay.
Right. Yeah.
So Ecclesiastes 2:26.
Okay, this is your favorite text.
Maybe you like to read that.
Sure. Yeah. Ecclesiastes 2:26. For God giveth to a man that is good in his sight wisdom, knowledge, and joy. But to the sinner he gives travail to gather and to heap up, that he may give to him that is good before God.
Yes. I discovered this text to my amazement. One day when I was preaching in, I think, Sabah.
So you found this text while you were preaching?
Yes. Actually, the text was there already, but I found a different meaning to it when I was preaching.
What's this mean to you now?
Well, there are two groups, basically, those who are good in God's sight and those who are sinners. Those who are good in God's sight, God says, I will give you three things. Wisdom, knowledge, and joy. And this is something that we all want.
Yeah.
When you have wisdom, you can do a lot more things. When you have knowledge, things fit in well. Huh?
Right.
And when you have joy in doing what you do, you are happy.
Yeah.
Some people dread going to office, to work, and so on, just to make the money.
Yeah.
Okay, so God says, if you're good in my sight, I give you
as a gift.
These three things that you want. And then to the sinner, God says, I will give you three things also that you like. What does it say?
Well, I know the travail.
Together. Yeah. To travail. I give you travail. I give you together and to heap up. What? Money. Okay.
Yeah, heap up money, but for a purpose.
Yeah. And he says, at the end,
that he may give
to the first group
that is
good. So the one who is good has four things now.
Yeah.
Not only these three, but the wisdom, the knowledge, and the joy, but also the money from the sinner's hand.
Wow.
To do the work.
So the sinner ends up with two, which is travail and heaping up.
Gathering and heaping up. And they cannot bring with them. And when they die, it's finished. That's it. Right. They cannot bring with them. So he has to go to somewhere. Yeah, a lot of foundations are set up that way, right? Yeah.
So then, so you found that serving God gives you all that.
Yes.
Joy.
Yeah.
And a lot of people try to get money so that they can have joy, not realizing that it's a gift of God as we seek after Him. Thank you so much, David, for joining us on the Mission TV
Thank
show.
you for inviting.
Yeah. And I'm inspired to do something for God, and I hope that you are too. And until we meet again on the Mission TV show, may God richly bless you and inspire you and give you a vision for what you can do for Him, that you can have that joy that's a gift from God. God bless you.